Today I'm going to talk about how I play the song Crazy by Willie Nelson, made famous by Patsy Cline. That's the version I know. And I'm playing it on baritone ukulele in the key of C. So that's what we'll be working on. The first thing to mention is the song form of this one. It loosely fits the AABA song form, so that means we've got three sections that are really similar, the first, second, and fourth sections. They start the same way, they have different endings, and then halfway through we've got a bridge that's a totally different musical thing. So we're mostly learning two different sections, but one of those sections has three different endings. So that's A, A, B, A. So I'm going to show you the chords we'll use in the first A section, and then I'll show you how they fit in time. First chord is going to be a C major triad. So for this one, barring across the 5th fret with my pointer finger, and then my pinky is on the 8th fret of the E string. 5, 5, 5, 8. Okay, and that's our harmonic home base. That's what feels like, we're at home. And it is our starting and ending chord. So C, then we're going to hit a B flat 7. It's kind of just a passing chord, but so from here your pointer finger is just going to go up 1 fret, so you're barring across the 6th fret, and your middle finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the G string. So it's 6, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, and then that slides down 1 fret to an A7. So that's 5, 6, 5, 5. That's our A7, barring across the 5th. From there we're going to a D minor chord. So I kind of transition by putting my ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Whoop. Pinky goes on the 7th fret of the G string. Middle goes on the 6th fret of the B string. Pointer on the 5th fret of the E string. So this is our D minor. 7, 7, 6, 5. So, okay, and then from there we go to our A7, which we already talked about. Back to D minor. The next chord you'll need is a G7. So to go from D minor to G7, leave your middle finger where it is. So that's on the 6th fret of the B string. Pointer is going to go on the 5th fret of the D string. Ring is on the 7th fret of the G string, and pinky is on the 7th fret of the E string. So it's 5, 7, 6, 7. So again, from our D minor, leave your middle finger where it is and just kind of pivot to our G7, and then that's going to go back to home base, which is C. Okay, so the first A section in time goes like this. C, B flat 7, A7, D minor, A7, D minor, going to G7 for 2 bars, to C, and then, so this is our first ending. The end of the A section goes from C to A7 flat 9, or a C sharp diminished 7. We'll call it C sharp diminished 7 because it's kind of passing upward. So we've got our C major triad. Leave your pointer finger where it is on the D string, and then middle finger is going to be on the 5th fret of the B string. So ring finger on the 6th fret of the G string, and pinky on the 6th fret of the E string. So that's 5, 6, 5, 6. This is a really useful shape because it's a diminished 7 chord, which if you get into music theory is like very magical because it's this symmetrical pattern that repeats, and so this C sharp diminished 7 is also an E diminished 7 and a G diminished 7 and a B flat diminished 7. So it's a really fun, useful chord. But so right now we're going from C, passing up to C sharp diminished 7, to a D minor 7, which is very similar to the D minor triad we played, which was this. But to add the 7, we're gonna move, we're changing the shape a little bit. So now my middle finger is gonna bar on the 7th fret, the D and G strings. So 7, 7, pointer's on the 6th fret of the B string, pinky is on the 8th fret of the E string. So that's 7, 7, 6, 8. So we were going C, C sharp diminished 7, D minor 7, and then we're back to G7, which we already covered. So that first A section, B flat 7, A7, D minor, A7, D minor, full bar, to G7, still G7, and now it's our ending. C, C sharp diminished 7, D minor 7, G7, back to C. So this is the start of our second A section. So it's going to repeat the whole thing until we get to the end. So this is, I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Okay, so this ending, we're still starting on the C major triad, but instead of going to the C sharp diminished 7, we're going straight to D minor 7, which we already learned. And then your pinky's going to stay in the same place, which is on the 8th fret of the E string. We're going to do another diminished 7 chord, so it's the same shape that we played for our C sharp diminished 7, but now we're doing it in the spot where our pinky is. So it's going to be 7, 8, 7, 8. I think I'm going to sneeze. Woo! Okay, excuse me. So C, D minor 7, and then a E flat diminished 7, 7, 8, 7, 8. So notice your pinky has stayed in the same spot for this little turnaround. C, D minor 7, E flat diminished 7, and then we're going to a C7. So this is the chord that's going to transition us into the B section. So C7 is bar across the 5th fret, and then middle finger on the 6th fret of the E string. That's the note that makes it a dominant 7 chord. So this is our C major chord, and when you move down to playing this on the E string, that's the note that makes it a dominant 7 chord. Dominant 7 chord means that it's a stronger tension that wants to resolve more than just a major triad does. So we're just adding some tension so that it feels even more correct when we go to the next chord, which is an F major triad. So this one, my pointer's going to stay barring across the 5th fret, and then ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Then the G string is just our pointer on the 5th. Middle finger goes to the 6th fret of the B string. So that's 7, 5, 6, 5. That's an F major triad. Okay. So we're going to do that for 6 beats. And then we go to an F sharp diminished 7. So same shape. When I picture the chord diagram, it's kind of like a little, you know what I'm talking about. We've already done it. But this one is going to be based on our pointer finger on the 4th fret of the D string. Yeah. So pointer on the 4th fret, ring on the 5th fret, middle on the 4th fret, pinky on the 5th fret. So remember, we did a C sharp diminished 7. We've done an E flat diminished 7. This one is an F sharp diminished 7. So we're going from our F major triad. Pointer moves down 1 fret. we're doing our diminished shape. So that's worry, why do I let myself worry? And we're back to our C chord. And then, this is a really fun part. It's musically exciting without having to put too much brain power into changing shapes. So we're just going to keep this C major shape, but we're going to move it down a fret and back, up a fret, and then we're going to a D7. So D7 is like, it's the same shape as our C major that we've been moving around. So this is C, B, C, C sharp, D. But instead of playing just a D triad, we want a D7, the dominant 7, which is the one that wants to resolve more. So again, we're just, instead of having our pinky where it is, we're just using our ring finger to go 1 fret higher than where we're barring. So D7, your pointer is barring across the 7th fret, middle finger is on the 8th fret of the E string. So that whole figure is C, B, C, C sharp, D7, and we're going to sit on that for a while, and then that just goes to our G7, which we've already seen. So the bridge goes like this. Worry, F sharp diminished 7, C, and now our fun switchy thing, B, C, C sharp, D7. What in the world did I do? Oh, I'm crazy. Back to our A section. We already know this part. Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. Okay, and this is where our last A section gets different. And this is the really recognizable, well, you'll recognize it. This section, this ending makes a really great intro as well. So we're going to our F major triad, which we already learned how to play. That's 7, 5, 6, 5. F major to an E minor 7. We haven't used this one yet. So that's pointer on the 2nd fret of the D string, ring on the 4th fret of the G string, middle finger bars across the 3rd on the B and E strings. So 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3. So F to E minor 7 to D minor 7. We've already done this one. That's where your middle fingers barring 2 strings on the 7th fret to an A7. We've played that a ton. D minor 7, G7, C. So the last A goes crazy for thinking that my love could hold you, to an F. I'm crazy for trying, I'm crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. And if you want, you can go from that, turn it into a C dominant 7, and then repeat the F walk down thing. Crazy for trying, crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. All right, so that is crazy. One little extra credit if you want. When we use a G7 going into a new section, you can replace that with a G augmented 7, which I play by barring across the 3rd fret, middle finger goes on the 4th fret of the G string, ring finger goes on the 4th fret of the B string. That's a nice sound. So, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew. Just a fun extra color. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a good day.